Good day, folks. Joker Hills Farm. These are purebred, registered St. Croix yearling ewes. And all these offspring are St. Croix cross Katahdin. More St. Croix than Katahdin. Look how big and thick these lambs are. What are they, a month old? 5 weeks old, some of them. 4 to 5 weeks. Folks, these hair sheep, a lot of people don't know this. We feed a lot of this autumn olive here. These are the same kind of sheep that Judy raises. And I've been a follower of his for a good while. Judy lives in Missouri. Roughly the same kind of stuff grows there as it does here. Them autumn olives is crazy out there, same as they are here. But I've been topping these things, and I found out last year these things are great to feed sheep. Plus, they deworm them. And we had some wind go through here about a week ago, and it blowed this hickory tree over. Do you notice there's no leaves? This thing was covered with leaves on the bottom. Guess what ate those leaves? That's a hickory tree. The sheep has devoured, a bunch of leaves. They can't get those top ones because they can't. A goat probably could. They could probably walk out that tree and get them, but we don't raise goats. And those tannins in those leaves, folks, is what helps deworm sheep. Right, there's another hickory and another hickory. I don't know, I've got several hickories. I need to get rid of those, but I'd rather have other kind of trees besides those. But anyway, these St. Croix cross Katahdin sheep, these lambs are parasite resistant. We don't deworm. We haven't for a couple years, ever since I started watching Judy. And you gotta make the sheep a little tougher. What Katahdins didn't make it, they're not here. They took care of themselves. So Greg talks about the predator of the flock, and you have to be the predator. The ones that cannot survive on grass and minerals, you just get rid of. And therefore, when you buy a lamb to eat, you got to remember, if it's some of that wool sheep, there's some fine looking wool sheep out there, but unfortunately in the east, southeast, midwest, they have to be dewormed regularly. You can't tell me that that's not in the meat. When you butcher them, if you don't worm them wool sheep, even Dewormer, the hair sheep, is a big meat sheep, but if you don't worm it every 30 days around here, it will die. And sometimes they'll get wormed so bad that you have to hit them with a couple of different kind of wormers at once, and it's more than 30 days. Now, I know there's people out there that raise Dewormer sheep. They're in a drier climate and they get along okay, but I tried a few here and I just couldn't raise it. Matter of fact, some of them died very quickly. I couldn't even. You have to get them in all the time and check their eyes, because that barber pole worm takes effect so harsh on them, it's too late. You find them, they're weak, you check their eyes, and they're white as a sheep. You can't save a sheep like that. It's done. It's just a days till it expires. And I don't know about you, but folks, I don't want to eat sheep that's got chemicals, dewormers. We don't give the sheep anything. We keep the rams intact. Therefore, we don't have to give no tetanus shot. If you was gonna ban these ram lambs, you would have to probably get them a tetanus shot, because that's a big hunk of meat there that's falling off of them. Nothing's easy. See, right there's a milk gourder. That's not. A lot of people would see that and think that's a what they call that? They get a bottle jaw from worms, but that's clear way back. That old boy is getting, that's a boy. He's getting a lot of milk. It don't hurt a thing. Some of them yearling St. Croix has not. It's just like just a real hair coat that they got on top, and when it falls off, look at them eating them, still eating on them hickory leaves. Them sheep know what they need, and they realize they need little tannins, and I don't see any sheep that's in bad shape anywhere. Randomly, I've caught them. I've got a little old hook here that I can catch them with every once in a while. If I see one, I just check them and ready to turn them loose because their eyes are red as beets. So Greg Judy's doing something right, and folks, if you've not ever listened to him on YouTube, you can learn a lot. He's an older fellow like myself, but he's learned a lot of things the hard way. I've had these sheep since 2012, and I always loved to raise sheep. When I sold my cattle, I got into sheep, got some grandkids, some lambs, and I never could get into anything without getting bigger. So started raising sheep, and unfortunately, I got out of the hair sheep once and got some Dorsets. Boy, that didn't last very long. I mean, it's just a constant battle. But these feet on these sheep, you never have to. We don't feed any grain. This grass, and we also, one thing I've done this year that I haven't done before. I've had a few that had lambs on pasture that I didn't mean for them to. They just caught later. But this is the only way to lamb out sheep. Them things started having lambs. Let's see what day it was. About the 15th of April, in there somewhere, and we had grass, and we never had any trouble whatsoever. I think there was 2 sheep that died on us, and 2 of them were twins, and they was the smallest of the twin. And you'll have that sometimes. I don't know what caused that, but they just didn't grow out as good as their brother or sister. And 2 out of, I think we got about 38 lambs. And we're planning on retaining more. These St. Croix are hard to get a hold of. Right here would be a start for you to get a hold of some rams to breed with, because that would influence your hair sheep, your Katahdin sheep. And these hybrid sheep, they seem to be very, very tough. They grow fast. They're better than, it looks like the St. Croix is a little smaller sheep than the Katahdin, but it looks like these St. Croix cross, or these hybrid lambs, are outgrowing just plain Katahdin lambs. And they're not supposed to. St. Croix is a little bit smaller, but anyway, we're gonna be raising some purebred registered St. Croix. Man, I can't believe how they're going out that hickory, just as far up as they can reach. And they're in amongst them limbs. They're getting all they can get out of it. I usually cut them some autumn olives, and they come from them just like I got a bucket of sweet feed of some kind. But anyway, Joker Hills Farms. You want to buy some of these sheep? JokerHillsFarm.com. Send us an email. My phone number is on the website. Thank you, folks.